Okay. Hi everybody and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Okay, so today I'm going to work on my 2014 JK Jeep. I'm going to redo the rear brakes. What I mean is I'm going to replace the rear brake pads on the JK, which I hear is not a bad job at all, not too hard. So today we're going to try and do that together. Okay, so the first thing to do is to lift up the Jeep. Okay, always make sure you put a jack stand underneath your Jeep, otherwise it could crush you and you'd look like an idiot. Alright, so to take off the lug nuts, we're going to bring out the big gun. That sucker's pretty heavy. We'll just put it down right here. Okay, so the two bolts that we have to take off to get to the pads are these two bolts here, 1 and 2, and they are 13mm bolts. We're going to loosen them off with a little bit of WD-40. I always like to give a little bit of WD-40, that always helps. We'll loosen off our 13mm bolt, like so, but you notice that once we loosen it off, this bolt on the inside here, it just moves with it, so we're not getting anywhere. So you're going to need a 15mm wrench to try to fit in there. It's a very narrow space to hold it in place while we undo our bolt. Okay, and we take out the bottom one. Is it coming? Yes, it is. And there we go. To make the caliper a little easier to come off, we're going to sort of wedge this in here and sort of try to push the piston back in a little bit. All right. Okay, now we can take the caliper off. Pretty simple. Everything is rusty and falling apart on this Jeep, let me tell you. Look at this. Rusted right through. We'll just hang this up here for now and take off the brake pads. Oh, no, we can't. These are rusted in place. We're going to try to get these out. See? Still had a little bit of meat, but they're in bad shape. Okay, you can see, guys, how close I was to the edge here. So I'm changing these just in time. And these are so rusty. Wow. What we're going to do now is that we got to clean up these surfaces. These little metal clips in here, they got rust and corrosion on them. Now it's a good idea to replace these with new hardware. So some kits come with new hardware, which is great. Take these out, put the new ones in. But my kit does not come with that, so I have to take these out and clean these up myself. Okay, so these slider pins, you want these to be sliding in and out, both the top and the bottom, which these ones are. And if you just pop off the rubber, you can see that these have no corrosion. They're nicely lubricated, so these are sealing good. So we'll just put these back on. I'm going to leave those in place. Right here. Recording. Okay, also where the clips slide in here, I want to make sure that that's clean of corrosion. So I'm just going to use my file here and just clean that up a bit. It's also a good idea to compare the pads that you have to make sure that they match the old pads you're taking off. And in this case, luckily, they do. Okay, as you can see, these are pretty corroded and dirty. We're going to clean these right now. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in the vise. I'm going to put it in the vise. Tighten it down a little bit. Then carefully, I'm going to use my wire wheel to clean these. Okay, you can see that's pretty clean. There is a little bit of corrosion, that's why it's a good idea to get new hardware, but I think these will do just fine. Clips are nice and clean, so let's put them back in. Just like so. Like so. Then we take our brake pad, and remember, the one without the wear indicator goes on the inside. The non-wear indicator goes on the outside. It's going to go like that. However, before we do that, we have to put some grease right on the wear contact surfaces right here. Just a little bit, just to help it slide. You don't want to get any of this grease on the actual disc, just on the little bit of hardware here. Now we can put our pad in. That one's ready to go. Let's do the backside. Now these got a little deformed when I was cleaning them, so I'm just bringing them back into shape here. Is that the right way? No. Okay. A little bit of grease. A little bit of grease. And this one should pop right in. This one should pop right in. Yep, there you go. Okay, now our brake pads are in. The next thing we have to do, we have to take our brake caliper itself and push in the piston. And for that, well, you kind of need a special tool, but I'll tell you what I'm going to use. I'm going to use these C-clip pliers. These are very useful. Everybody should have one. Just put this on, and we're going to press that together. Just squeeze him. Is he moving? You can see him moving. Piston's moving back in. Moving back in, tighten it up. Moving back in, tighten it up. Almost there, tighten up. Come on, almost there, tighten up. And it is at the bottom. And then we can put the caliper back on. Just like so. Gotta push this guy in a bit. There we go. Take our caliper bolts, get this going. Finger tight on him. And we do the bottom caliper bolt. Finger tight. Use our 13 mil wrench. Get a little tight. Okay, we're going to use the torque wrench to make sure that these caliper bolts are torqued to 26 foot-pounds. Not too much. There we go. There we go. Okay guys, the caliper. Okay, professional does not laugh.
Okay.
And you don't laugh at someone's pain.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ready? Okay guys, the brake pad. Okay guys, the rear brake pads on my Jeep Wrangler JK 2014 are done. And you see how fast that was. So there's no reason to go to a dealer or to a service station. You can do it yourself. It's easy. So now I just got to put the wheel back on and the job is done. Now of course is the hardest part of the whole job, getting the wheel back on the studs. Oh, there we go. That was that was a little more stressful than it should have been. Always start your lug nuts by hand. It's just the right thing to do. Just get them snug down. Also, it's a good idea to torque your lug nuts as well. There we go. You're too close. Why are you so close? Okay. All right, guys, the job is done. Thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you later.